What about in terms of losing value? Were there any teams or players where you looked at the stats and you're like, oh man, I'm surprised, but just I got to bump these guys lower than I was expecting to have them? Was there anybody that pops to mind when you think of that?
Yeah, I think the poster boy for regression to the mean in the touchdown department, or really across the board, is Robert Tonyan in Green Bay this season. So, look, maybe 5-10 years ago, Tonyan was the kind of guy that would be drafted like tight end 5 or 6, but the industry's getting a lot smarter. So this one's not as impactful as it might have been a while back when it was easy to go in and say, we were just so dependent on where they finished the year before, right? We see all these touchdowns and we see, it's Aaron Rodgers' offense and Tunyan's going to, he'll just do it again. And the industry drafts guys like that early, but we're learning more and more that, extreme high efficiency is very hard to sustain.
Yeah.
And Tonyan, again, is the poster boy. Look, he was tight end 4 last season. He only saw 59 targets. That's just not even close to a good number. That's actually tied for fewest targets for a top 12 fantasy tight end over the past 12 seasons. Julius Thomas was the last guy to do it. Robert Gronkowski was there as well. So, it's just crazy how few tight ends are able to pull off tight end 1 seasons with that little volume. And if you look at, the following season for these guys that had extremely high efficiency stats, they all plummet back to earth. Mm-hmm. So, and I'll give you, again, this is on the article. I don't want to go too into the weeds here. But if you look at 2009 to 2019, it's 11 seasons, 29 tight ends had a touchdown rate at or above 8.5% on 50 or more targets, and then saw 50 targets the next season. Of the 29, 27 saw a lower touchdown rate the next season. 27 scored fewer touchdowns. So, and by the way, one other nugget, because the pushback is, well, he did so well, they're going to throw it to him more, right? Only 10 of those 29 actually saw more targets the next season. Mm-hmm. So there's no guarantee that's coming. And again, just efficiency across the board is definitely going to crash back to her. So if you're taking Tonyan and you think he's being undervalued now, he was tight end 4 last year. I think he could do it again with more volume. It's not, you can't assume that. You really you hope for it, but even if Aaron Rodgers is back, it's going to be hard for him to come close to what he did last season.
Absolutely. That's the big F too nowadays, right? Like that's, who knows if he's going to even be back.
Right. Right.
100%. So yeah, automatically going to regress. And then who knows, could be even harder of a regression. I love that. You cannot just assume because he was top 5 last year, it's going to happen again. What is up, you fantasy wolf? Thanks so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, share your thoughts in the comments, check out some more videos, and join the newest Wolfpack by subscribing below.